Welcome back to Nets Republic, and since I won't see y'all again before Monday, I believe, unless there's some crazy trade, happy holidays or whatever it is you celebrate and all that good stuff. Welcome back to Nets Republic. I feel like there's more to discuss. Sorry, accidentally ate one of my beard hairs, but that's neither here nor there. And also, I'm not going to shave until Jacques Vaughn shaves, so how about that? But that's neither here nor there. I feel like there's more to discuss from the Nuggets game than there is to discuss from the Pistons game. Like, it was a back-to-back, and maybe for some of y'all that have normal jobs, you're like, with your families and stuff like that, but like for us, like normal people who have normal jobs, you know, this is like the most stressful time of year for us at work. So I was unable to even watch the game, so I literally just watched both games just now. I have been watching the Nets play basketball for the last 6 hours, and I am on complete basketball burnout, so my bad for not being super excited and animated. I am just so sick of basketball right now because I've literally been watching basketball for the last 6 hours straight. But that's neither here nor there. So I just watched the Nuggets game from last night, and then I watched the Pistons game from tonight. You're getting this on Christmas Eve or whatever, just because of how long I've been watching basketball all night. But that's neither here nor there. Also, side note, I like Uber Eats like it was like that like Sprite like tropical mix thing or whatever. Paid $17 for it. I was highly I just want to try it, right? And the closest place that had it to me was like it was like a gas station like 30 minutes from me, right? So I wasn't finna drive to go get a soda, right? So homie delivers it to me. I open up the bag, it's just a regular Sprite. You better believe I called Uber and got my money back, but that's neither here nor there. And I drank the Sprite, but that's neither here nor there. Like, insanity in these streets, but that's neither here nor there. In terms of the Nuggets game, don't let anyone try to brush the game off and say, oh, they lost, who cares? Because it was very competitive, and we really only lost due to Jacques Vaughn's incompetence rather than us just being slapped around by the defending champions. I mean, there were multiple times where you could see clearly that the preferred and the obvious lineup that we should be rolling out there, like the Autobots, if you will, should be the lineup of Dennis Smith Jr., Cam Thomas, Royce O'Neal, Finney Smith, and Claxton or Day'Ron Sharpe, either one. I prefer Claxton because this man is going nuclear, but either one, and I feel like that's the starting lineup right there. And that's no shot at Mikal Bridges. That's no shot at, Cam Johnson, who has found his shot and is contributing, not really defensively, but like offensively, he is, contributing and doing his thing. And that's like half of his job. So I applaud him for doing something and not just going out there and getting cardio, but that's not even there. But it was so clear that we were at our best when that particular lineup was on the floor. Now, there was a little bit of a change in tune, and I noticed from the Nets announcers, not Sarah or Megan, of course, but that's not even there. I noticed from the announce team, there was a little bit of a name drop. Like the literal title of our last video here on Nets Republic was like quoted word for word. Like, oh, there seems to be some narrative out there that Mikal Bridges needs a rest, but you can see he's playing better. Yeah, against the worst team in the league? I'm sure he did play better. Do you know John Morant currently has more wins than the entire Pistons organization this year? And Jaw's been back for like 4 days. They've won 2 games. When we beat them on Tuesday, they will have the longest losing streak in NBA history for an even season span. This is the definition of Russell Crowe, because not only are they allegedly down players, they are statistically the worst team in the league. So to sit there, and again, I'm sure I'm not the only one that has the narrative that Mikal should be sitting down, but it sure is interesting that when I title a video of it, and when I come to that conclusion, the literal next game, we see these quotes from Cam Johnson saying, "Oh, my advice to Mikal Bridges is don't listen to the haters," and blah, 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 blah. So, since we're going to admit that I'm canon, right? Since we're going to admit that Nets Republic is big media now, right? You can ignore us all you want, but since you have just confirmed that we are officially canon and we're a big enough deal that it's got y'all shook at the Nets on Yes headquarters or whatever, let me start by saying I said what I said. I stand on it. He should probably rest. I am not impressed by him playing well against the worst team in the league. You know what I am impressed with? The fact that Claxton is playing out of his mind and is continuing to play out of his mind. I'm impressed at the fact that Cam Thomas is not only going out there and continuously, effortlessly scoring, where they have to literally show statistics on the screen that over 9 games, he's shooting 50% from the field and almost 50% from 3 and averaging 1 point away from 30. And he's getting the assist too, and he's getting Claxton involved. He's passing out of the double teams. He's actually playing a little bit of defense too. That's impressive to me. I am impressed that Royce O'Neal is continuing to shoot the lights out. I am impressed that Finney Smith has found his shot and is playing well defensively as well. I am impressed that Day'Ron Sharpe is finally showing the stuff that he's been doing in the G League this entire time. We're finally seeing it on the main roster, if you will. I'm loving that. I'm loving the fact that I honestly can't really say there's been many times this year where I've said, well, jeepers peepers, we need a center. Because look at what Day'Ron Sharpe and Claxton are doing. I am impressed at the fact that the players are able to rally together and off of the most questionable lineup decisions and substitution patterns I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it is very borderline Steve Nash territory with how questionable Jacques Vaughn's coaching decisions are. I mean, even down to like drawing plays for the end of the game. At the end of the Nuggets game, right? We just had to grab the rebound, call a timeout, and, run a play for a quick 3. Instead, Jacques Vaughn has Mikal over here on the other side of the court. He's got Cam Johnson over here on the other side of the court. And then he's got 3 people boxing out Jokic. So if we just do math, there's 1 person over here with Mikal, 1 person over here with Mr. Johnson, and then we've got 3 people guarding Jokic. So that leaves 2 other players, if my math isn't horrible, that leaves 2 other players to freely get the ball. We don't get that rebound and lose the game. What is Jacques Vaughn doing? Back to the substitution patterns, because I don't want to get caught in the X's and O's, because that's territory I'm not even going to claim I understand. So cool, right? I'm not one of these pretentious people who are going to sit there and say, oh, I'm such a basketball savant. It was a clear box and one. I don't know any of that stuff. Okay? A pure eye test here, right? So let me go back to my lane. If the clear strategy... Whoa! Hold on 1 second. You good? You good? You good? You good? You good? Ooh, sorry about that, y'all. I thought that was Jacques Vaughn kicking down the door or something like that. My fault. She's normally very quiet. I don't know what she was barking at, but that's nothing to there. Anyway, if the clear defensive strategy here, offensive strategy, is just give the ball to Aaron Gordon down low and use Jokic as a distraction and just kind of pass the ball back and forth to whoever is going to just, it's not even a cut. It's like whoever is just going to just push their way into the center of the paint, grab the ball on some like Madden Hail Mary stuff, and like just easily put the ball in the basket against a switch onto, Spencer Dinwiddie or something like that. Like at some point, wouldn't it cross your mind to put a Finney Smith in there? Wouldn't it cross your mind to put Royce O'Neal back out there? It's just so odd and so confusing. Like, I'm impressed at the fact that Dennis Smith Jr. is playing so well, having barely played at all. I mean, like, the rust is non-existent. He's out there getting dunks. Even the dunks that get blocked, he's still getting it to go in. Like, the defensive effort from him is amazing. The leadership is amazing. Like, I'm not saying it's the answer to the playmaker prayer that I've been throwing up there, but he's still playing great for his role and what we're asking him to do. Like, that's what impresses me. Not Mikal Bridges and Captain Minimax playing well against Joe Harris and Kevin Knox. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not impressed by that. And if that makes me some type of Mikal hater, so be it, I guess. Like, I don't have an issue with Mikal Bridges. A lot of people think I do. I don't have an issue with him. It's just getting to that KD territory to where it's like, I'm not seeing what y'all are seeing. And when we have clear evidence that Cam Thomas and Claxton are clearly like the heart and soul, and maybe heart and soul is the wrong thing, because I don't want y'all to think I'm giving like Marcus Morris vibes here, right? I don't want y'all to think that this is a Marcus Smart, excuse me. I don't want you to think this is like a Marcus Smart thing. Like, it's like, oh, they're the heart and soul. No, I mean like the literal, like they are the team. The team is built around them. It's clear. It's obvious. They are the future. It's not me making buzzwords. It's not me trying to push an agenda. This is factual. Claxton is out there averaging a double-double. Like, him getting more than 3 blocks in a game, we're just getting used to. You cannot get used to something like that. That's not normal. We are used to Cam Thomas rolling out of bed and getting 30. That's not normal, and we're used to this. I want to continue to enjoy the show. I want to continue to watch Day'Ron Sharpe, Finney Smith, Cam Thomas, Claxton, what's his name? Lonnie Walker, when he comes back. I think I already said Smith Jr. Like, I want to watch that crew, Wofford, not Clowney. Who's the dude that got to play? There's somebody else. Who's that other guy? Light-skinned dude with locks, I think. I can't remember his name. But he just got minutes in the Denver game, other rookie. And then there's like Giles and stuff like that. Like, I want to see them develop. I want to see them continue to grow. I am not impressed in the slightest by Mikal. I'm not impressed in the slightest by Cam Johnson. I think it's nice that Cam Johnson's hitting a shot. I'll take that. Like, I can take that aspect of the slander away. But I don't see what they are giving us that we're not getting from the bench. If we're constantly having performances where the bench is outscoring the starting lineup, so much so that 90% of the fourth quarter is just that bench lineup with Claxton and Cam Thomas, I don't understand what we have the starters for. And that's no shot at Spencer Dinwiddie, because y'all know how I feel about how he has been playing well lately. But I'm just trying to put the pieces together, and just in the interest of experimenting, again, in a season that does not matter, I don't see what the harm would be of rolling out that death lineup to begin with. Like, maybe we won't be down 20 going into the second quarter if we just start with that lineup. What is my dog barking over? I need to go check that, but that's neither here nor there. You get what I'm saying. And just for one more time, just to throw out there, what I mean by that death lineup is Dennis Smith Jr., Cam Thomas, Royce O'Neal, Finney Smith, Claxton, and/or Daron Sharp. That is what I would like to see as a starting lineup for one game. Let's just try it, right? Let's just try it. You can still let Mikal do his little multiple games in a row thing. Cool, fine. But I would just like to legitimately see that start a game, because I guarantee you we're not getting off to a slow start if they're the ones who are starting. And that's on, period. But that's not the end of it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Enjoy your holiday or whatever it is you celebrate. And I will see you on Tuesday, day after Christmas, to discuss how it is that we gave the Detroit Pistons their legendary 28th loss in a row. Until then.